All right, hello students. Today this tutorial is going to be about, we're going to create an outline and we're going to be using a multi-level bullets or a multi-level numbering and lettering system to create this outline, okay? We will also be using Google Docs and I will be going over this whole thing. This is activity 32, okay? So at the beginning it says open up a new Word document, but we will open up a Google Docs, okay? And the first two instructions, size 12 Times New Roman, and then margins. So to open up our Google Docs, you will have one already available for you guys in the assignments that I'm going to go ahead and make for you. But I'm going to show you guys how to open up Google Docs just in case you need a little refresher, okay? We open up a tab up here on our Chrome. And over here to the right, we're going to see the Google Apps. There's a little waffle here. I'm going to click here, Documents, and I'm going to open up a blank document here to start. Okay, so one of our first things that we were supposed to do is change the font to size 12, and then of course, Times New Roman. Here's the font, Times New Roman. And the other thing that we were supposed to do is change the margins, okay? What are margins? Margins are this little gray area on your piece of paper that you cannot type on. We cannot type in here, okay? And on this side too, we have a 1-inch margin on the right, and we have 1-inch margins on the left, okay? And if you look at the top and bottom on this ruler right here, we have about an inch as well from the top. I cannot do anything up here unless I double click into my header, okay? But it's a 1-inch. So the assignment calls for a 1-inch all sides. So to verify this, I'm going to go to, let's go here to, we're going to go to Format, and let's see if I can find margins in here. This is a different program than Microsoft Word. So I'm going to have to kind of look for the margins here. Let's see if I can find here. Table of contents, no. Okay, so if we cannot find it here, there is another way that we can actually move our margins if we wanted to, okay? Number listings, cool. Let me look one more time, paragraphs, options, no, text. Okay, so to select our 1-inch margins, how do we make 1-inch margins to make sure that we have this here, okay? So if you put, yeah, that is about 1 inch. If you put your mouse on this gray, right on the gray area where the gray and the white starts, you'll notice that you have a double arrow that's white here. Here is where we can actually adjust left to right. We're going to go ahead and leave it at the 6.5 because that is correct. And here's where we can do that. And that is a 1-inch margin as well. Okay, so from here to here is 1 inch. Here's a 1. Okay, and then 6.5. It said 6.5 here. If you look, there's a 7 here. So 7.5. So 6.5 to 7.5 is 1 inch. Our total paper up here is 8.5. So if you do 1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the half is right here, 8.5. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. If you look at our assignment here, it wants us to put a activity number on the left and our name on the right in all caps. So I'm going to go back to my docs here and I'm going to double click at the top in the header and I'm going to capital letters activity, and let me look at I think it was 32, activity 32, and I'm going to press tab a couple of times and then I'm going to type my name. And then I'll just double click at the bottom to start. And going back to the assignment, I also have, it says here on the first line, college application process. Okay, cool. So, and I'm going to look up here, I'm going to look down, and it's right here, getting started, college application process. So that's what I'm going to do first in my document, okay? And I need to center it. So I'm going to make sure I center right here by using the alignment. Let's see what it says, college application process. The college application process. Enter. And then of course, I'm going to go back to my right align over here, and I'm going to get one more spacing in between. So an empty line between here and the next line that I'm actually going to type. Okay, so we'll notice here that these are the multi-level, listing outline that we're creating here. And we're going to start off with the Roman numerals and then the letters and then the ones. I'm going to show you guys how to create this really, really simple, okay? So I'm going to go back to my document here. And here to the left, we have number bullets. You can create these in bullets, and I'll accept them in anything, bullets or numbers, okay? I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Roman numeral, just like the assignment, okay? So here, I'm starting with Roman numeral 1, and I'm going to go back to my assignment, and I'm going to go ahead and type in college search, okay? So here, now here, I'm going to go ahead and press enter. I automatically get a number 2, okay, or Roman numeral 2. But if you look at our assignment, it has a letter and it's actually pushed in a little bit, okay? So how do we do that? How do we create the letter and get it pushed in a bit? Well, the letter will create itself, but we use what is called an increase indent to move the Roman numerals. So if I come up here, this is a decrease and this is an increase. As soon as I click on it once, now I have my letter A. Now I can reference back to my assignment here, research 3 safety schools. Okay, so I'm going to go back and type that out. 3 safety schools. And I'm going to hit enter, and I go back to my assignment. I notice that now I have another push in. Okay, now it's a number and it's actually pushed in under that one. So it's a subcategory. So here I'm going to go back here and I'm going to increase it one more time. Okay, so now I increased it, and the thing I'm going to type is colleges you can get into easily. And let me check if there's any punctuation on that. No, there isn't. Okay, so I typed this one out. Now the next thing I'm going to do is hit enter to create my next one. As soon as I hit enter, notice that I get a 2. But in my assignment, I need a letter B. So now what I'm going to do is push back. Instead of pushing in this way, I'm going to push back. Now I have letter B. Okay, so from letter B, I'm going to go ahead and type. I'm going to go ahead and type all the way to Roman numeral 2, guys. Okay, guys, so I have done the first part. If you notice, I did 1A, B, and C. Now I'm going to go to Roman numeral 2, okay? Notice that if I hit if I hit enter, I get a number here, okay? Of course, I have to push back to get back to this area here. Now, also take into consideration, guys, that you guys can also go in further. It goes even further, as much as you need, as many levels as you need, okay? I don't think we're going to be using too many levels. I think maybe up to here. But either way, you use these 2 buttons up here to go back and forth. Okay, that's how you format it correctly. Now I'm going to go backwards. That is Roman numeral 2. And website searches. Website searches. Let me make sure I spelled that correctly. Yes. And then, of course, enter. We have A and B after that. And I'm going to continue to create my whole assignment like this. Okay. And that is it for the tutorial. The main thing that you're going to be doing is using the decrease indent and the increase indent every time that you hit enter. Okay. Thank you guys for your attention. This should help you solve the rest of the assignment.